Travolting presents Bobbin for Robin. Hosted by Jeff Sweeney and Stuart Elmore. Covering 9 months. Enjoy the episode. Seven months, 8 months, 9 months, baby. She had a mother whose name was Daisy. Sorry. I'm still in my Dr. Seuss mode from last week's episode. So let me.
Did you improvise that, or was that an actual song?
That I improvised that.
Okay, very good.
Okay, thank you. Were you about to like scold me?
No, I thought that was a real song for a second. So like it was actually that convincing.
No. I completely thought of it while I was doing the intro on that. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us this week for Bobbin for Robin, where we're talking about 9 months.
Yes.
Jeff, what happens in 9 months?
A child is conceived.
An election is fraud. Yes, a child can be is typically born.
Yes.
Between 0 and 9 months. Sometimes a couple days, weeks over. Some days, a couple days, weeks under. And all the other stuff that happens in between all of that. But yeah, anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the 9 months. 9 months. As the movie would imply, 9 months. 9 months for what? For a baby. And that's what this movie is about. It's about having a baby. Who's having a baby in this movie, Jeff?
Julianne Moore and ostensibly Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Oh, don't you say
it's Hugh Grant. No, he doesn't talk.
Hugh Grant. Oh, really?
No, Hugh Grant talks much more like this.
Hugh Grant.
I am Hugh Grant. I just have a few
bits
things.
and bobs with that.
A few problems.
A few problems with your analysis.
So what you're saying is that you're saying that's that's pretty good, right?
It was your facial expression.
So, sorry, I just have one. Mine is. So, you're saying you're pregnant?
You're saying you're pregnant.
And it's mine. Are you sure it's mine?
Are you sure it's mine?
Are you sure it's mine?
Where were you on March 17th? March 17th. No, I was in that conference.
I was in a conference. I was in a conference on March 17th.
Julianne Moore.
Oh my God, it's not mine.
Do you have any acting to do in this movie?
She actually has one really good scene at the end.
She has one good scene at the end.
But otherwise, she's just like, I am pregnant. That is my role. I am pregnant.
That really is like I want to give Julianne Moore as much credit as possible, but like, holy shit, she has nothing to do in this movie.
Yeah.
I am pregnant. That is my role. Thank you for listening to our episode last week on In Search of Dr. Seuss. We're in search of Hugh Grant. Hey, there he is. He's in this movie. 9 months. I'm fucking tired. I'm so tired.
Yes.
Okay. This is our second Chris Columbus, Robin Williams collaboration. We're not going to get to the Robin Williams part of that collaboration just yet because that's not happening right away.
Yeah, it's a little bit into the movie.
That happens a bit later. The main thing in this movie is this is Chris Columbus, 1995, Hugh Grant, Julianne Moore, Joan Cusack, Jeff Goldblum,
Tom Arnold, baby.
Tom Arnold.
Playing an American.
An American.
That's like the only character that Tom Arnold has in this movie, right?
Yeah.
He just plays American.
American. They live in San Francisco.
Yes. It's another Chris Columbus San Francisco movie.
Yep.
And it's ostensibly about like the anxiety of having a baby.
Before you feel like you're ready.
Yes. It is Chris Columbus's Eraserhead in that respect.
Yeah, and this is actually a remake of a French film by the same name that's translated 9 months.
Entitled Noumoir.
Noumoir.
That one starred Philippine, Leroy Boulot, Catherine Jacob, Patrick Blayard, Daniel Rousseau.
A lot of Patricks in France. Is Patrick a very French? I thought Patrick was Irish.
Stuart, it is, I'm afraid. The thing about 9 months in France is we all smoke the cigarette and the baby is fine, huh?
This is Hugh Grant's first U.S. starring role.
Yes. It's very early in his career.
Very early.
And he speaks very, very disparagingly about this movie and his performance in it.
Yes.
Basically saying, like, I made a mistake immediately jumping into a large-scale Hollywood rom-com.
Yeah.
And I regret it immensely.
You know, I'm going to say something a little controversial. I think this might be one of his best roles.
He's like...
I think he's actually kind of funny in this.
No, he is funny in this. Yeah. I think this movie does get at something that most movies don't get at with Hugh Grant for another, like, 20 years or so. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, the thing about Hugh Grant, and I said this to you yesterday in a text, is, like, he is the most charming man to ever live. He is so charming.
Yeah.
In interviews, in like, public, he's extremely charming.
Yeah.
And then, like, his reputation is not that he's, like, you know, a villain necessarily.
Yeah.
But that he is just, like, kind of British rude.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of, and, like, rude and a little mean to be around.
Yeah.
And I think that what his best performances get at is a synthesis of those two things.
Yeah.
Like I've really enjoyed him in the past few years. His run from like Paddington 2 to Dungeons and Dragons and Heretic, where like he's playing villains.
Yeah.
But really charming villains.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good place for him to be as an actor.
Yeah.
Because like you find him so compelling, even as you know that there's something a little distasteful about this guy. And this movie is about him being distasteful. And I think that's part of the problem is that he's distasteful for maybe too much of this, but because it's especially in a more like 20, 30 years later context. This whole movie, you're just kind of like, buddy, like she's pregnant. I get it, but like lock in, you got to be there.
Off of what you were saying earlier about what this movie is able to somewhat tap into with Hugh Grant that other movies aren't able to, with like taking his like villainous persona. I want to play a quick little clip for the audience here that won't list Hugh Grant out by name, but listen to what's being said here, and I want you to think about which actor is being described.
What do you think is the most kind of underrated job on a film set?
Underrated? Would it underappreciated, maybe?
Yeah,
underappreciated.
Yeah. Like,
the runners.
Oh,
Who
the
are paid
runners
the least amount
mean
of
the
money. They're the
PAs.
youngest. They get there at 5 a.m. and they're the last to leave. And if anything goes wrong, they get on from a dizzy height.
Yeah.
And I know because my daughter was a runner for 2 years and was appallingly treated by some very well-known household names in England. Yeah. Who changed their tune when they found out who her father was, which made it worse. It made me damn those people even more.
Did you ever call him on it? Did you ever meet up with these people?
I've met one person, yeah.
Did you say something?
Again.
Yeah.
So that's Richard E. Grant talking about his daughter who had a very negative experience as a production assistant for a high English actor name. A lot of people who listen to that story very quickly, through some deductive reasoning and research, quickly were able to determine
it's Hugh Grant.
It's about Hugh Grant right there.
Yes.
So Hugh Grant has a reputation for being kind of an asshole.
Yeah, just an asshole.
On set. And but yeah, I like what you're saying there, because I when you texted me that last night, it's like a lot of these newer projects that are really
they're tapping into
that. That it's like, oh, Hugh Grant's not like Loverboy anymore. He's a villain.
Like he's a villain, but he still has that charm to him. Like you watched Heretic.
Yes.
A movie that is about like Hugh Grant's just basically being like, he's a representation of like r/atheists on Reddit. That's like the character he's playing.
And you know, when Heretic came out and like I watched the first trailer and I thought, oh, okay, this reads as like a very Stewart movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But then like as more stuff about the movie came out, I thought, is this going to be like over the top, like atheist bad guy movie? Like,
and it's not. Mostly because his performance is so magnetic.
Yeah.
Like he in spite of playing, you know, kind of a stereotypical atheist character and like kind of going on these obnoxious metaphors within the movie.
Yeah.
Where he's like, the Old Testament is like life and then, or Monopoly.
Oh, the Monopoly monologue is fucking great.
Like You give another actor that monologue. That's the most insufferable shit you have ever heard in your life.
Yes.
You put Hugh Grant in it, and he just turns the charm up to 11, and it's like you're magnetized by it. And it's just why I've really found his like modern run so compelling. I think Paddington 2 is the movie that like really synthesized that, where he plays, I forget what his name is in that, but he's just like complete villain. But like he's tap dancing through the whole movie. He's great.
And he's great in Dungeons and Dragons, as you already alluded to.
Dungeons and Dragons, he's also phenomenal in, because he's just playing like the cowardly, wimpy villain.
Yeah.
Who like is inadvertently serving the big bad scary villain.
Right. Yeah. No, he plays a good like cuck villain in Dungeons and Dragons. And yeah, we're gonna get to Robin Williams' involvement in a second here, but Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore, Context Corner. This is somewhat early into Julianne Moore's career as well. One of her early runs in movies, things like that. It wouldn't be until when did Lost World come out?
The Lost World, 1997, baby.
Okay, so a couple years after this movie, and that's a movie that really helps put Julianne Moore more so on the map. She gets on the map obviously earlier than that, but this is still like early Julianne Moore. And Jeff, you can really tell with this movie because like Julianne Moore does not have a lot to do here.
Yes, no, she is pregnant in this movie.
And that's her role.
She is playing pregnant.
She's playing pregnant and confused. One of the reviews of this movie that I can quickly cut to, because it's going to guide our conversation on this movie, is that this movie plays a lot of things safe, and it's very stereotypical.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This is a very classic, like, when we were talking about Mrs. Doubtfire and Chris Columbus being like a very journeyman director, I think this is the most journeyman movie from Chris Columbus I think I've ever seen.
This is, when I went to review this, I clicked on Chris Columbus on Letterboxd, and this is like the bottom of his movies in terms of like people engaging with it.
Yeah.
Like in terms of engagement, this is his least known movie among like Letterboxd, which is a decently representative group of like filmgoers.
And yet when I watch this, it's like, this is definitely a Chris Columbus movie.
No, it's definitely a Chris Columbus movie.
Right.
And I think it's like some of his worst instincts are present in this.
Yes.
And like he's a journeyman. This is like, if you give him something like good, he will make you a good, competent movie. If you give him something bad, he will make a competent movie, but he's not going to like zhuzh it up at all.
Right. And I think that's a perfect example of this movie.
Yeah, he can't fix something that's broken.
Yeah. I've been struggling to figure out what the budget is for this movie. I don't know if you were able to find it. But this movie did make money.
I bet it probably had like a $20-25 million budget.
It reads like a $20-25 million.
Not that. There's like a little bit of stunt work at the end, but nothing crazy.
Nothing too crazy, yeah.
But I just did like a quick dive into Julianne Moore career, and you're right. Like this is like one of her first high profile roles, but then it's not going to be until next year when she is in The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and Boogie Nights, which she gets her first Oscar nomination for.
Yeah. That
her career like really pops off.
Yeah.
And like The Lost World isn't even that much of a help because like no one likes that movie when it comes out. But The Lost World's fine. But Boogie Nights is what really like establishes her as one of our next great actresses, and then she goes on a pretty solid run.
Yeah.
For a little bit there. Yeah, she's obviously Maud Lebowski in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. So
to some men, the word vagina scares them. How about you, Mr. Lebowski? Vagina. Clitoris. So that's her role in The Big Lebowski. She's incredible.
Very good.
In this, she's mostly just like, I got a baby coming. Are you going to be there? And he's like, well, the thing is, I
did a bit scared.
I just
a bit nervy.
Maybe we should think about it. It's going to change our lives a little bit. And so, like, you know, she's not like, she's good in the movie. It's just that there's nothing for her to do for a long stretch. She's even like gone for like 30 minutes of the runtime.
I'd say like Joan Cusack has more to do.
Joan Cusack has more to do because Joan Cusack at least has a character.
Yeah, yeah. She doesn't really have a character.
Julianne Moore has like a character at the beginning where she's like, I'm a dance instructor and, you know, I have things going on. And she's like, I become pregnant. I'm going to leave all that behind and just be pregnant.
Yeah.
And then she gives birth at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. The baby.
Oh,
does give birth.
There was a part of me because, like, you're watching a movie called 9 Months.
Yes.
The premise is that a young couple who's not married unexpectedly becomes expecting.
Yes.
And I think to myself, it's like, okay, well, clearly, like, it's a movie about having a baby, and the climax is they're going to have the baby. So I'm like, but wait a minute. What is, like, the twist?
No, what's the movie?
What's the movie? And I think, what if, like, if this movie went in a dark direction, which I knew it wasn't going to, but, like, what if, like, halfway through they had a miscarriage?
Yeah.
And then it's just all about, like, and then, like, you know what I mean?
The title changes halfway through to 17 months because they get pregnant again. No, I don't know.
I don't know. It was just like this.
You're like, what's like the hook here?
What is the hook
And
here?
the movie is about, because like we can just kind of get into it.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, like there's nothing really more to add pretext wise. It's other than just getting into the movie. Like,
yeah, because like the Robin of it all we can get to when we get to him, and he's in this because he worked with Chris Columbus and they're friends.
Yeah, right. But the hook of this movie is that you get to watch good-looking Hugh Grant be, I don't know, bumbling. That's the hook.
Yes. That's good-looking Hugh Grant being bumbling is a very good description of this. But it's like the movie starts with like we're introduced to Hugh Grant that he's a psychologist. He's a child psychologist.
Yes.
Which is the weird thing, is that he works with children.
What do we do with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a damn thing. He's a child psychologist and she is a ballet instructor for children. And they're going to stay at their friend Sean's house over a weekend.
Yeah.
First they're at a beach and they meet an obnoxious American couple. I mean, they're all American except for Hugh Grant, but like they meet an obnoxious couple who are Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack, who have 3 hellspawn children. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Hugh Grant's like, I hate kids.
One of which is played by Ashley Johnson.
Yes, Ashley Johnson, of Critical Role and Last of Us fame.
Yeah.
Who's like obsessed with like murder novels.
Yeah.
About serial killers. But like they meet this obnoxious fan. He's like, I never want to have kids. And then they get up to hanky panky that night.
Yeah.
And turns out the birth control was not entirely effective because they're driving to Sean's house the next day. And she's like shaking a box. She's like, I'm pregnant. And he crashes the car.
Yeah.
Into like a cement truck.
Zoinks!
And she's like, that's not, I was hoping you'd be a little supportive. Trying to kill us was not what I was exactly intending, which is a funny line.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, it's just a bit of shock. And she tells him that she wants to keep the baby.
Yes.
And so they go to Sean's and he's like, let's just not talk about it. And they go to Sean's and Sean is played by a ludicrously hot Jeff Goldblum.
Hold on a second. We're just gonna.
A ludicrously hot Jeff Goldblum in this movie.
Like, he steps on screen and you were just enamored by his aura.
Like,
this guy is aura farming.
Yeah, he's aura farm. The thing is, like, both Jurassic Park and Independence Day have to like kind of work overtime to make Jeff Goldblum look less hot.
Yeah.
Like in Jurassic Park, they're just like they put so much on him. He has the glasses. No, he's still hot, and he still has that one shot where his chest is open, and obviously that's very attractive.
Yeah.
But like the movie has to work overtime to be like Jeff Goldblum is not hot, or like is not the hottest thing you've ever seen in the world. You have to look at the T-Rex instead of him, please. Yeah.
But at this
and then
movie,
Independence Day, he's like playing a nerd.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, it's Jeff Goldblum, but like he can do it. He has the mannerisms for it.
Yeah.
And then the Lost World fucks it up by cutting his hair.
Yeah.
But this movie, he has like
he's just like the long hair.
He's dressing well. He's got the long hair, no glasses,
fucking
earring,
buff as shit.
He looks like the most attractive person you've ever seen at a Napa Valley winery.
Yeah.
Is like his energy in this movie.
And
I've never been to a Napa Valley winery, to be clear. But like
I am ready to give it all up.
Yeah.
For Daddy
to risk it all.
For Daddy Goldblum, man.
No, he looks like incredible in this movie.
He is the hottest man in the room.
Yes.
And but he's playing clearly like the starving artist bachelor.
Yeah. Starving artist bachelor type.
talking about a relationship that he just recently ended because she wanted to have a baby.
Yeah, and he was not interested, and now he's dating like a 22-year-old model.
Yeah.
And so they're staying at his house, and Goldblum was just like, yeah, I never want to have kids. And Hugh Grant's like, yes, exactly.
Right.
He's doing his, exactly, I agree with you. Little bits.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
no, because the two of them are going to get up to hanky-panky again in bed. And then they hear a voice.
Well, he feels a touching on his knee, and he's like, oh, darling, that thing you do on my knee. Keep doing it. It's like, babe, I'm not touching your knee.
And they find a child has crawled into bed with them, and they start screaming. And then Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack emerge from another room.
I think this is going to be a bit in the movie.
Yeah.
That throughout the movie, this family is just going to somehow find their way.
No, instead the family becomes like the supporting characters, like the main B plot.
Yeah. Boring.
Tom Arnold does crack me up in this scene.
Yeah, no.
Where he's just like, oh, we found her. She does this a lot. All right, call the sheriff. Tell them they can call off the search party. Make sure we can get that they haven't lifted off the helicopters yet. And tell the neighbors they can stop scoping the woods.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it.
And Hugh Grant is just like becoming more and more like, I don't like kids.
Yeah. And so they're having a picnic outside.
Yeah, they have a picnic outside, and he gets into a shouting match with Tom Arnold.
Because Tom Arnold announces
they're having another baby.
Our fourth child. And Hugh Grant is like, well, aren't you now all the center of attention? He's like, well, listen here, pal, buddy. This is where Ashley Johnson like punches Hugh Grant in the face.
Yes, she does.
Because she's reading a novel?
Yeah, she's reading a book about like a serial killer. And Hugh Grant's like, people prefer to not hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just close it up. You know, people would prefer to not have to hear about that.
Mm-hmm. You're doing pretty good.
I'm getting better.
Getting better at it, yeah.
But it gets into a fight. Goldblum takes Hugh Grant's side.
Yeah.
And Tom Arnold's like, you all are just like worthless. Like you don't want kids, and you don't know that there's merit in it or something like that. I don't know. June Cusack turns out to be Goldblum's sister, which makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Goldblum is
that's the reason why they're there.
Is number one, very Jewish, and number two, extremely tan in this movie. And Joan Cusack is oh yeah, it's me, Joan Cusack. I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Is she from Minnesota or is it from Chicago?
I have no idea.
We talked about this in the Toys episode. Let me confirm. She's from New York City. Now I'm confused.
That makes sense.
She was raised in Evanston, Illinois. Okay.
So
yeah, Evanston.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's in Evanston. Yeah, it's me, Joan Cusack. Not doing the Jesse yeehaw voice.
Yeah. And so, but I forgot. Man, the plot chunk of the Wikipedia is so small.
Yeah, they didn't. No one really like the In Search of Dr. Seuss one was actually more detailed than the 9 months one, which is impressive.
Well, so anyway, then they're having longer conversations about the baby, and Hugh Grant's having this inner monologue of like, we got to get a bigger place. I have to get a new car. I have to do all these things. Like, we're just not ready. And it's like, maybe I'll just talk to her about this, and maybe she'll feel the same way too, or maybe I'll give it. And so then he goes to ballet class and picks her up, and he's like, darling, I wanted to actually, and Julianne Moore cuts in. It's like, actually, babe, I also want to talk about the baby. And they're like, oh, okay. It's like, we don't have a big enough space. We'd have to move. We have to get all this stuff. Like, we're definitely not ready. And Hugh Grant's like getting excited. He's like, yeah, okay. Maybe she's going to fall. He's like, but all that to be said, I want this baby. And Hugh Grant's like, and so she's like, but all that being said, what are your thoughts? And Hugh Grant's like,
I prefer if we did not.
Well, no, but he says like, let's have this baby, like lying through the skin of his teeth.
Yes.
Saying that he's ready for the baby, even though he's very much not. He's like, okay, well, great. Well, I'll schedule our first appointment. And that's where we get the first doctor scene. Because, we've been talking around this, that, Robin Williams is in this movie in some capacity. And if it's a movie about having a baby, what fucking role do you guys think Robin Williams?
He's clearly going to play the gynecologist.
Of course he's going to play the gynecologist. they walk in and they're about to see their doctor. It's like, oh, we're here to see Dr. So-and-so. And it's like, oh, well, actually, that doctor's out on vacation right now, so you're going to get the sub-in doctor. Oh, who's a sub-in doctor? Dr. Kosevich. Like, Dr. Kosevich. So, yeah, he just came in from Russia. And so, like,
and you're like, well, wonder who that's going to be.
Yeah, wonder who that's going to be. So, like, well, maybe we shouldn't go see Doctor. He's like, no, we're already here. Let's just go. And so they step into his office.
Мама, я должен работать. Папа умер. Да, я не буду папа. Мамочка, меня доконайте. Хватит, мама. Папа умер. Но я не папа. Please, come sit down. One moment. Little family business. Mama, я должен работать здесь.
Yeah, Robin Williams seemingly reprising his role from Moscow on the Hudson, where his character gets a doctorate.
Can I say something?
Please.
I love Robin Williams.
Enough with the Russian bits.
No, his accent isn't as good in this.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
Well, this is
the thing. His accent in Moscow on the Hudson was really good.
Yeah.
And like he's usually quite good playing Russians.
Yeah.
What happened? I genuinely like.
It seems very clear that this is like he's playing the comedic Russian.
No, yeah, which means you would turn the accent up.
You don't think it's turned up?
I don't think it's turned up enough.
I think
he like almost sounds too American.
Interesting.
Like if I am Robin Williams, this is kind of how you do like over the top Russian accent. It kind of sounds like he's more like, Mama, it is me, Robin Williams. I just have a little bit of Russian flavor.
Was chief of abstraction.
Yeah.
Obstruction?
Abstraction?
Abstraction?
Obstetrics, I think you mean.
That's it. Obstetrics? Yes, hold on a moment here. Not abstraction, is obstetrics. Yes, I was.
I
Like,
see I see what you're saying. It's a little bit more muted. Yeah.
It's a little bit more muted, and like, I just don't think it's like that good of an accent. Which I'm just like, well, he's done this before. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but
no, I think he's funny in the movie still.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was just like, okay, what are we doing?
Well, and so he plays, obviously, the Russian gynecologist, who seems to still have a little bit of a language barrier, as I've just demonstrated for you below, obstetrics. And that's going to be kind of the bit of this movie. And then they're talking about their baby, and Robin says, okay, when was your last, I think he says like menstrual cycle. It's like menstrual? It's like, oh, menstruation. It's like, yes, that's what I mean. And you're like, oh, well, this day. It's like, okay, so then you're due on December 8th, and that meant that you conceived the baby on March 11th. And Hugh Grant's
March 17th, it's like, oh my God. I was at that conference.
I'm not the father. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, I was at that conference that week. It's like, wait a minute. Check again.
And Robin Williams is just like, I shall leave you two alone. And Hugh Grant's like, I'm leaving. And Julianne Moore's like, both of you sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Run it again.
Run it again.
Oh, I accidentally ran baboon
patient
calculation.
Yeah.
You were human. He's like, okay, you conceived March 23rd. Were you around? Yes. And you baby due December 17th.
He's like, you were together? It's like, yes. Okay. And so then he's like, okay, well, now we're going to do the physical exam.
Yes. And he brings them into like his little room, and there's like essentially a torture slab. It's like laid out.
Yeah.
He's like, undress and lay on slab. And they run out of the fucking room.
Yeah, they are mortified.
And I am at that point like, oh, I think that's probably all the Robin that's in this movie, right?
Right.
I think that's kind of the end of him.
You'd think.
But it's not. He's back twice more.
Yes.
Because they run out in the hall and they run into Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack.
And at this point, they're like, we should keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, like let's not tell them.
And and Julianne Moore thinks, oh, he wants to keep it themselves because they're not in their second trimester yet. So, it's bad luck to start spreading it around if you're not in the... Whereas Hugh Grant's like, let's not tell people in case we change our minds.
Yes.
And so that's kind of the motivation there. But yeah.
Hugh Grant wants the out to have an abortion.
Yes. Which they haven't used that word yet in this movie. And I want the audience to pay close attention to when they use the word abortion in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it will come up, but not when you're expecting it to come up. I will get there in a minute. But so they're outside of the office and they run into Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack. And they're like, what are you guys doing in the maternity? It's like
in the hospital.
We had bad Chinese.
We need a gastrointestinal guy.
And they're like, well, give me his name. Maybe... It's like,
Tom's like, I sold a car to every doctor in this building. He's like, I volunteer here on the weekends.
fucking hate these people.
Happy Halloween.
And he's like, honey, what was the name of that doctor? It's like, well, it started with doctor, and this is a funny bit.
Definitely started with doctor.
And then Robin Williams comes out. It's like, oh, and by the way, this will be what the medication. I can't remember what he says. He says something like, oh, do you have cats? Like, yes, we have cats. And you're like, I have a cat. It's like, well, you might want to think about getting rid of the cat because of toxoplasmosis and all that stuff. And then doctor walks away, and Tom Arnold and Joe Pesci are like, so you are expecting a baby. Oh, how sweet of you guys. And they become like joined at the hip now as like co-parents because their due dates are roughly around the same time.
And they become besties.
Yes.
Like they completely get over the fact that Tom Arnold and Hugh Grant were screaming at each other at a barbecue like a week ago.
Yeah. So, the movie continues, and
it's like 30 minutes of Hugh Grant just being like,
I don't know if I'm ready to be a dad.
I don't want to be a dad.
I don't want to be a dad.
But like, there's no dramatic like propulsion.
No.
It's just scenes where the exact same thing happens.
It's like the ticking clock is, I guess, like
This
unspokenly.
movie's called 9 months.
Right.
Like you should feel some tension.
Right.
Because this movie's pacing was all off. Because this stuff just feels like really long. Like it feels like the movie's just dragging.
Yeah.
And you're only 50 minutes in.
Right.
And then the conflict gets solved an hour and 10 minutes in.
Right.
And you're like, oh, but there's 30 minutes left in the movie. What is this?
Because she leaves.
And there's like a fourth act.
She leaves him at like the hour mark.
Before that? She leaves him like 50 minutes into the movie.
Fuck.
Because it's just like there's scenes where Hugh Grant is like talking with Jeff Goldblum or Tom Arnold. And like they're walking around a toy store and they get into a fight with a mascot.
Yeah.
Or he's with Jeff Goldblum and he's just like, Jeff Goldblum's like, yeah, I just feel kind of worthless.
So this is what I wanted to bring up about the abortion thing, because this is 1995, and I'm thinking like, okay, like whenever there's a movie about like pregnancies, they're always going to bring up abortion in some political sort of way. So I'm thinking like, how are they going to do it this time? And in this movie, Jeff Goldblum's the one that brings it up. It's like, well, why don't you guys have an abortion? And Hugh Grant says, well, it was far too late for that. She's 5 months. Mm-hmm. And I just remember like seeing that part of the movie being like, oh, interesting. Like that's where the movie drew the line.
That's the line.
That's the line it drew. It's like, well, she's 5 months, so it's far too late for that. It's like, okay, interesting.
So it's the middle ground approach.
Yeah, it's a very middle ground.
Like, we're going to be supportive of abortions, but 5 months, we're going to
cutting it off from there.
Late stage abortion or whatever.
Yeah,
is the approach this movie takes, because it's like, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah,
this movie is a Chris Columbus movie, which means it is not political.
Not political.
It is going to. Well, he eventually makes Rent, which I guess is very political.
Yeah, but Rent was. Anyway, no, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into it.
But so like, eventually she leaves him because he misses a ultrasound because he is at the tennis with Jeff Goldblum. He's playing tennis with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, and
what changes his perspective is like the doctor gives him the VHS tape of the ultrasound.
Yeah.
It says, your wife left this here. Also, it's a boy.
Yeah. And he puts in the VHS tape and he can hear.
He goes home and Julianne Moore like fully leaves him. And is like, no, I just don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm going to go live with Tom Arnold and Joan Cusack. Where she uses like their names.
Marty and Gail.
The
best like Midwest names you could think of.
It's me, Tom Arnold. That's my Tom Arnold impression. Is he just kind of talk like this?
He's like a 1950s actor, it feels like.
He's like,
hey, Jimmy, what are you doing down the stairs? Like that kind of.
What's he even up to anymore? I haven't seen Tom Arnold in decades.
I don't know.
He has not been in a movie whose name I recognize since 2012 when he was in Medea's Witness Protection. Prior to that, the next name I recognize is... Hold, please. Kicking and Screaming in 2005.
Wow.
The Will Ferrell one, not the other one.
Wow. Not been doing much.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of like was abandoned in the 90s. That's where we left him.
Was he canceled for any reason?
I don't think so. I think he's Tom Arnold, and some people found him annoying. He was on Roseanne, right? That's his thing. He was 20 episodes of Roseanne. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Julianne Moore leaves him, and she's like, "I'm gonna raise the baby on my own," and Hugh Grant goes into sad boy.
Like, well, what if I had an emotional arc? What if I had a moment of epiphany? Because he puts the VHS tape in and he sits there weeping, watching his like in gestation baby.
Why'd you say it like that?
He's like,
in gestation
this
baby.
child is unfortunately gathering strong emotions out of me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's like his whole energy in this movie. It's just like walk into scenes. He's like, but his thing is, I do love the child.
The way you fucking talk, I'm just like, I'm so sick of him already.
Yeah. That's the problem, is that he's kind of just like annoying in this movie.
He's just an annoying guy in general.
Yeah, because like this movie needs you to kind of understand him and why he's so scared, but you never really do.
Because you don't hear anything about his
there's no like empathy with it, because like what he has to give up to become a good father in this movie is he has to give up his sports car, his beloved cat. Well, the cat I kind of understand, but like he has to give up his sports car and like an extra room in his apartment, and that's very distasteful to him.
Yeah,
which is not like, I can't relate to that. Like I'm not really, I can't relate to like
can't relate.
God forbid you're having a baby, you got to give up your sports car. Like, sure, whatever.
I think it's like, do you not have the money to just keep the car and buy a van?
He probably should have, right? They seem fairly wealthy.
Well, it's like they seem wealthy enough to like live in San Francisco proper. They have a sports car. They both have jobs. Just buy a fucking minivan and keep the sports car. What's the problem here? Like,
but like, you know, Eraserhead is also a movie about the anxiety of having a child. That's obviously a very weird movie. It's very David Lynch.
Yeah.
And it's like an indie. But that movie, like, you understand like why he is stressed about becoming a parent, and he does not seem ready for it.
Yeah. In
this, I'm just like, I like just on the basic like human to human level, I understand why he's stressed about becoming a parent, but it's like, I don't relate to this guy. This guy's fine. Mm-hmm. He doesn't actually have to give up anything like real to have this child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're just kind of watching an annoying guy run around the whole time. You're just like, just sell the sports car and have the kid, buddy. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Right. Or commit one
Your
way or the
options
other.
are leaving the girl or becoming a father.
It's like,
and you got to do one or the other.
Well, you want him to commit one way or the other. That's the issue. It's like, he won't commit to one. Like he will tell Julianne Moore like, oh yes, I'm very excited to have this baby. And then he goes and bitches and complains to Jeff Goldblum about it. And it's like, you put yourself in this position here, buddy. It's like, yes. What did it catch you guys by surprise having a baby? Yes. But like, she brought it up to you very openly and willingly of like, do you want to have this baby? Yes or no? Tell me now. And it's like, maybe like, I need a second to think about it, darling. Or no, I don't want to have this fucking
he has to commit.
Like, commit.
So she fully leaves him?
Yes. He becomes sad boy.
He becomes sad boy, and he's just like talking with Jeff Goldblum, painting the Golden Gate Bridge in Sausalito.
He's like, wow, this would look great in a hotel room.
This would look great in a hotel room. Jeff Goldblum's like, wow, yeah, I've just kind of become a hotel room artist. It's going in the bay. And he throws the painting in the bay. And this is the last Goldblum scene.
Yes.
Because he basically, like, in all of his glory, wind off the San Francisco Bay, blowing his hair.
Well, yeah. He tells Hugh Grant, it's like, I'm miserable. Like, I wish I could have what you had. And it's a classic scene of like, you think I'm so cool. I actually want what you have. And you're like, oh my God, this movie sucks. Like, it's just, yeah. Anyway, like nothing surprising happens. So then he decides, I need to get back with Julianne Moore. So he goes up to Joan Cusack and Tom Arnold's house. And they're like, she doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't want to talk to you. No, I can't let you talk to her, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, just, Jeff, can you do like the best, like Hugh Grant? Like, you have to let me talk to her.
But the thing is, She's gonna have to let me talk to her.
It's getting better. You're good.
I have to speak with her.
All right. So he eventually ambushes Tom Arnold at the car dealership.
Yeah, and says, I would like to buy a car.
With 4 seats.
With 4 seats. Can we do 3? Add a seat to the sports car.
And then he says, like, oh, and I need you to arrange a way for me to meet back with Julianne
He
Moore.
buys like an SUV type car.
Yeah.
And says, I have to meet with Julianne Moore. I will babysit your kids. And then she shows up and then I'm there. And Tom Arnold's like, I don't know if they're going to go for that. And he's like, what if they did? And he's like, okay. And that's what they set up. And then Tom Arnold runs up to him on the playground where he's playing with the kids, who he's starting to connect with.
Yeah.
Which it's weird it took this long seeing as he is a child psychologist. Why would you make him a child psychologist if the thing is he doesn't work with kids? It makes no sense.
There's like 3 scenes where they cut in and out where he's like sitting with a child, like a boy.
Yes.
And he says, like, tell me how you're feeling. My dad sucks. Okay, well, can you elaborate on that? My dad really sucks. And it's supposed to be like this whole bit of like the reason why Hugh Grant is so nervous having kids. He feels like he's going to be a deadbeat dad like all of his other patients who hate their fathers. And it's like, wow, gee, mister, like, couldn't have told me that through any more subtle fucking means. Like, it's just, yeah, this movie also tells a lot. There's not a lot of showing in this movie. It's movie very much just like, you can read it from the first page and you know how the movie's going to end. So he confesses his love to Julianne Moore, says, will you marry me? And they get married.
And this is an hour and 10 minutes into the movie.
Yes.
And I see there are 33 minutes left. I'm like, all right, there's maybe 5 minutes of credits, but I'm still like, we're still about a half hour left of this movie. I'm like, what? Like, they're going to have it's not like the birth scene is going to be 20 minutes long. And I'm like, what could this movie be? And so they get married, they decorate their hotel or their apartment. They add a nursery in.
Forgot to mention that during their break, quote unquote break up, he is out at like a dance or something. He meets this woman and he takes her home, but then she invites him in. He's like, no thanks. Or sorry, Jeff, could you please?
Well, the thing is like, what did you want me to do again?
The lady he picks up at the bar,
yes,
and
the
he
lady
decides
he picks
not
up
to
at the
sleep
bar.
with.
So the thing is, I would like to rail you. I can't.
Jeff's facial expressions are what's sending me home right now.
See? Yes. Fabulous.
Okay.
You've supple breasts, but I can't. That's kind of like the energy of the scene.
Yeah.
It's this energy this whole movie.
It is the energy of the whole movie. But he does not sleep with her.
He does not sleep with her.
I bring that scene up because it will come back.
Yes. It's like such a quick offhand scene where he does not do it. There's actually no reason for it to be in the movie.
No.
It's like he doesn't sleep with her. Nothing happens. He just drives her home and dances with her at a party.
Yeah.
And then but he gets back together with Julianne Moore and they go to a fancy dinner and she's uncomfortable in the stool they're waiting on. So he goes up to the front to ask the hostess like, hey, how much longer for a table?
And he recognizes the waitress.
And it's the woman who we met at the party. And she's like, hey, Samuel, let me check. He's like, oh, yes. All right. So he goes back and she's like, oh, did you know her? And he's like, never seen her before in my life. And she goes, Samuel. He's like, they're using first names now at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Is it a new thing?
And Julianne Moore is obviously like, I don't trust
she's suspecting.
this.
They go over to the table. And then I can't remember, how does she slice her hand open?
Well, she drops like a glass and cuts her hand. But
And
not
she's bleeding.
before she says like, so Samuel, do you still have the Porsche?
Yeah.
And,
no, she says, what happens to the Porsche?
Oh, right.
Or what happened to the Porsche? She's like,
and Julianne Moore is like, I knew it.
I know. And then her water breaks right there.
Then her water breaks right then.
And then he breaks a glass because her water is breaking and it slashes the other woman whose name I don't know if we get.
I don't know.
Slices her hand open.
Yeah.
And she's bleeding all over the place. And they're like, And then the actual funniest sequence of the movie happens.
Yes, this is the funniest sequence of the entire movie.
Because they get into the SUV that he bought.
Yeah.
And they're driving, and he's driving them both to the hospital. She's in labor, and the other woman's hand is bleeding. Mm-hmm. And as they're driving, he's going so fast down the San Francisco hills, and he doesn't notice for a second that there's an old couple crossing the street, and he almost crashes into them. And the lady is like, "You idiots! He's got a heart condition." And then he's like, "I got chest pain." And the guy falls over. Turns out the guy's having a heart attack now because Hugh Grant almost ran over. So now Hugh Grant has to take him to the hospital.
Yes.
So we cut to the exact same shot, except now it's Hugh Grant in the driver's seat, Julianne Moore giving labor in the passenger seat, and in the back, the woman with her hand bleeding, a guy having a heart attack, and then a older woman just yelling at Hugh Grant the whole time. And so they are once again driving down the road at high speeds.
Yes.
And he once again looks away, and they crash into a bicyclist who flops when he's like, "My leg!" And so they have to get out, and they pick the guy up off the hood.
And they just hoist him in the car.
Hoist him in the car, and the whole time he's like, "What are you doing? Where are you taking me? Where am I going?" I just like that he's so locked into the hospital that now they don't even like check with they're like, "Are you alive?" And then just throw him in the back, and the guy the whole time is just yelling like, "What are you doing? Please, where are you taking?" He thinks he's being abducted.
I have a wife and kids.
And then we cut to the inside of the vehicle where it is the two of them and the guy laying down over the three of them, like, "Ah!" They're just like screaming on the dude. The heart, it's having a full blown heart attack.
Yeah.
And the SUV pulls up in front of the hospital, and he gets out. He's like, flags down two EMTs. He's like, "I have
a pregnant woman.
I have a woman in labor, a sliced hand, a heart attack, and a broken leg." And I was like, "Took us a long night at the office, huh?" But we never see any of the other ones again.
Right. No.
We never check back in on the woman, who like you expect that he was maybe cheating on her to be a bigger plot point, but it's not.
It's not.
Never come back to it.
Nope.
We don't know if the guy makes it. He might have died of his heart attack, and we don't know how the other guy, if he's ever able to ride his bicycle again.
Yeah.
Or if they sue Hugh Grant for crashing into them.
Did they get the license plate?
They were in the car. They clearly did.
Yes, that's true.
He leaves the car in front of the hospital.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But then we're in the delivery scene.
Yes.
And
they're like, "We need Dr. Green." And they're like, "Oh, he's in Miami. But don't worry. Because Dr. Kosovich is here."
And Robin Williams
comes
turns
around,
the
he's
corner.
Like, "Oh, this would be my first delivery."
And they're like, "Ah!"
And he's like, "It is full moon. The hospital is full of women giving birth. We are out the birthing suites and not nurses and doctors. It's just me, and you have to share a room with other couple." And who are they sharing?
Which couple are they sharing a room with?
It's Joan Cusack and Tom
Arnold. And
they're both giving birth. And Julianne Moore is actually quite phenomenal in this sequence.
Yeah.
She plays giving birth very well. Mm-hmm. She's asked to do a lot of like long tracking takes.
Yeah.
And she also has to like, she just kind of is like, she's the one who knows what she needs in the scene. Dr. Kosovich has no idea, and none of the men do.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Epidural!"
And they're like, "I will give you the epidermis now." And they're like, "You mean epidural?" At some point, they all faint. Like Hugh Grant and Robin Williams both faint, and they give them smelling salts to wake them up. And then Joan Cusack gives birth first because she punches Tom Arnold with the video camera.
Well, because Tom Arnold has his little video camera. He's being the obnoxious American, run around like, "Oh, this is history we're preserving." He like puts the camera under the birthing blanket to like videotape both of their vagina. It's very strange.
It's very strange.
Not a thing I would do in that situation.
You having your kid for the first time, you bringing a video camera?
No, no, because I'm not gonna like. I would use a phone if I was gonna do anything. Like okay. I'm not bringing like a fucking analog VHS. Such a crazy move. If I like it's 2025 and I'm like, "Oh, I'm here," and I have like the big chunky thing. It's got the battery pack hanging down.
But you are videotaping the birth of your first child.
I don't know.
See, I don't.
It's not a question I have ever considered.
I don't think I would.
Now, there's a video of me being born. My dad recorded me and my sister's births.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was doing like the low angle, but like...
Have you seen it?
Yes.
And?
It's been a while, but like, I get hauled out of there.
You get hauled out of there.
Yes.
Thing is, like, I was a C-section, so
I was a C-section as well.
Wait, then how was your birth filmed?
In the room? I don't know.
Well, C-sections are full surgeries, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't bring a phone into a sterile
You want me to
environment.
bring the video up?
Show me the video.
I might have it somewhere.
On your computer?
Maybe.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
No, actually, no. I took it off of my Google Drive.
You took it off of your Google Drive.
Not like
some hacker in the world has your birthing video.
No, because I digitized all my family VHS tapes.
Right. I remember this.
Yes, you remember this. And my birth was on one of them, and then I put it on a Google Drive for a little bit, just to like have a backup. And
was he in the observation deck or something?
I don't know. I can't. I don't watch it frequently.
See, I don't. The reason why I asked all these questions is my birth was not filmed, nor was my brother's birth filmed. So, like, I don't know what typical birthing videos are like. I don't know what angles the dads usually try to get. But from my perspective, it's usually I didn't have the time or the wherewithal to film your birth. We were all going crazy. Anyway, all that to be said, I don't know if I'm filming the birth of my first child. Doesn't seem like a thing I would have the forethought to think of and plan. You just want to be there for your wife. I don't know.
My wife!
Anyway, so yeah, Joan Cusack gives birth first, and they have a girl number 4.
Yes.
After Tom Arnold had been saying throughout the entire movie, it's like, she's going to have a boy. It's like, oh, so you know the sex? Like, well, no, we don't. But I just know it's going to be a boy. You're like, okay. It's like, how do you know? It's like, we've been trying different positions. And you're like, oh, okay. So
it's a girl.
It's a girl.
Disappointed.
He was lied to, and it was a girl.
Yeah.
And then Julianne Moore gives birth. It's a good birth scene. And they give birth to a healthy baby boy.
Yes, healthy baby boy.
We don't get a name in the movie. I just
then,
realized that.
Like, weirdly, Bruce Willis's voice starts coming out of like the
hey, why is this so
He's
bright?
like, hey, it's me, Bruce Willis. I'm a baby, huh?
It's so bright out here, guys. Why is everybody screaming?
Somebody turn the lights off.
Jesus. Put me
John
back
Travolta's
in. Put me
there.
back in. That is the tone of that movie.
I get around, I get around, I get around,
I get around, I get around, I get around.
Of all the sperms going through it's funny.
Should we rewatch Look Who's
I've
Talking?
rewatched it last week.
How was it?
It's good.
Is it
actually
good?
it's actually much better on a rewatch and not having the Travolta stink. I shouldn't say Travolta stink, but like not like because that was such a fallow period for his career.
It was.
And so we were like really down on him at that time. And I think I just kind of like levied that towards that movie.
Yeah.
But like watching it devoid of like the context of having just watched Chains of Gold or whatever the fuck we were watching at the time.
I guess
I'm like,
that's true.
oh, this is actually a very charming rom-com.
Yeah.
It's quite good. I do like it.
Yeah.
It's like a solid like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
It was Water in the Desert for his career,
Yes.
though.
Water in the Desert. Pulp Fiction.
So...
But the baby's born.
But you notice, did they ever give the baby a name?
They
in the
named Clyde.
Oh, did I just miss it?
And oh my god! And they named the girl Bonnie.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway.
Well, thank you all for listening to this.
Yeah, thank you all.
And Dr. Kosov is like, I did it. I gave birth to baby.
And they're all celebrating, and they notice that Robin Williams is a little tipsy. He's like, oh, did you have a few celebratory drinks? He's like, yes, I did. And we should have some more. But first, I must go circumcise your son.
Yes.
It's like a good joke. It's a good joke. I was like, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. And then we get an actual good, tender scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Surprise comes out of nowhere. But Julianne Moore and Hugh Grant are in bed. And the baby starts crying.
Yes.
And Hugh Grant's the one that gets up.
And says, I'll go to him.
And he puts on some music. He starts dancing with the baby. Julianne Moore comes out of bed and sees them dancing. And he's like, I read that it's good for the child. Showing that Hugh Grant is actually now
He is
truly
actually
ready,
committed to be a father.
and ready to being a father.
Did the movie do any of the legwork to get there?
No.
Maybe not. I mean, it does do like you get
little
you
bit.
get the beats, but they don't really feel earned.
Right.
Is the problem.
I agree.
Like
Because
him just having a sudden revelation because he watches like a VHS tape. Like if you build up to that, And I understand, like, in reality, a lot of parents do say that's like a thing.
Yeah.
That they're like, I did not really have much feelings about this until I saw my child, and it completely rewired my brain in that moment. Like, a lot of parents, especially mothers, will say that.
Yeah.
I've heard this firsthand, and it's just like I get that, but at the same time, like, this is a movie, and I need you to like adhere to the structures of drama.
Also, and I hate to be like anecdotal about this, I've also seen like, I won't say it's the opposite, but just like the antithesis of what that statement is, where you're hoping that, like, all right, anecdotal story, some friends of mine in high school got pregnant, and the dude involved was very immature and kind of a douchebag. And we were all hoping that when that guy was going to have his baby, that he was going to age like 20 years and be an adult. And guess what happened? That did not happen.
Yeah.
So, like, I've just seen like the antithesis of that happen, where it's like everyone's expecting the act of having a baby to mature a person by 5 to 10 years. And most of the time it does happen that way. But then there are cases where like people don't change just because they have a baby thrown in the mix. People think like, well, if we have a baby, maybe that'll mean our marriage will be more stable. Wrong. Anyway, so all of it to be said, that's how the movie ends.
Yeah, like this movie is like, it ends, it's a tender ending. It's like the Chris Columbus thing that I keep talking about, where it's like he's competent. He knows how to like give you a movie. He knows how to run a production well and efficiently.
Yeah.
But he's not going to elevate something if like the script isn't up to par.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of get a movie that you're like, yeah, all right. I didn't hate it.
Yeah. And
I had a good time with parts of it.
Like
it's like reasonably charming.
Like I said, like this movie, we don't know exactly what the budget was, but we can guesstimate that it was made on like a roughly $20 to $30 million budget. Had moderate amount of good actors in it. There's some good driving stuff, a little bit of stunt work. It's like your modest mid-budget studio film, right? And the movie comes out and it gets like mixed reviews. Robert Ebert gives it 2 out of 4 stars. Yeah. Says that it's a very like just like slop of Chris Columbus. Like nothing different happens. It's all kind of the run of the numbers rom-com movie. Hugh Grant's playing a little bit out of his depth in this role.
Are you going to talk about why this movie becomes a pop culture object for a little bit?
I was getting there. Yeah.
Is that what you're getting to?
Yeah. Well, why don't you? I have 2 things to say about post-text of this movie. Why don't you? I know what you are about to say. Why don't you say that part, and I'll say the second thing.
So the week before this movie comes out,
yes,
Hugh Grant gets arrested.
Yes.
What was he getting arrested for? You might wonder.
He was getting arrested for an encounter with a sex worker.
Yes, he was engaging in, I believe, fellatio with a sex worker.
Fellatio. Oral sex.
Oral sex on on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes.
Just like I think in a car on a street.
Yes.
And he gets, let me pull up exactly the information. There he is. His mugshot's very funny. 27th of June, 1995.
This movie comes out July 12th. So literally 2 weeks before
literally
this.
2 weeks before. He's arrested in a police vice operation near Sunset Boulevard for receiving oral sex in a public place from Hollywood prostitute Divine Brown. He pleaded no contest and was fined $1,180 by Judge Robert J. Sandoval and placed on 2 years summary probation and ordered to complete an AIDS education program. He was booked the next week to promote this movie on Jay Leno, which he still does.
Yeah.
And it becomes the most watched. Like, it's the first time Jay Leno beats Letterman in ratings.
Yeah.
Because Jay Leno says to Hugh Grant, "What the hell were you thinking?" And Hugh Grant says, "I think you know in life what's a good thing to do and what's a bad thing, and I did a bad thing." And there you have it.
There you have it, folks. But it's because of the press of that event that people are interested in seeing Hugh Grant in a rom-com. It's like being non-committal, and it's like, I wonder.
Yeah.
So this movie actually does make a decent, modest box office amount.
It like elevates the profile of this movie because he engages in sex with a sex worker.
Yeah. Anyway, and if there's anything more to finish up with that.
This past year, he was promoting Heretic, and he made a joke about he was promoting Heretic, and they were doing an event on the TCL Chinese Theater, which is on Hollywood Boulevard, and he's getting interviewed by the Hollywood Reporter, and he says, "I have nothing interesting to add except it's very nice to be here. Hollywood Boulevard has always been a lucky place for me." And I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
Very, very good. Okay. Was that there? So the other thing I wanted to say about this movie is Robin Williams would actually go on to reprise this role as the Russian gynecologist or proctologist. And this is going to take a little serious tone, but we're hitting right in the little area. This movie comes out July 12th. On May 27th of the same year, Robin Williams' lifelong friend, Christopher Reeves, is in an accident involving horseback riding where he becomes paralyzed from the neck down. And if you watch any videos on the Williams family response to this, there's a lot of things said. If you watch, I always recommend people watch Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
Super Slash Man,
yes. Where they do talk about this. And one of the, I have a few clips I want to play here, but like, it's very widely noted that like Robin was one of the first persons there at the hospital to help try and comfort Christopher Reeves in his accident. And this is just one of the things I wanted to play here.
I just come out of the coma. I came in, I said, can I borrow some scrubs? And I came in ostensibly as a Russian proctologist. Hello, I'm going to just do a brief thing to you. And then all of a sudden he looked up and he started to laugh and he said, hello, brother. It was good for him because at that time there was a big debate whether they were going to unplug him. And it came down to two things. He said that, that the most important was when his wife came in and said, you're still you. He did an amazing thing the other night. We were at dinner.
And one more clip I want to play. This is from when Super Slash Man, Christopher Reeve's story. The Reeves kids were doing a lot of press for the documentary. Oh, there she goes. It's Piper now going in Jeff's lap.
Father. So as we see in the film, so many people outside your family stepped up to support your dad. Yeah. But y'all say maybe no one more than Robin Williams, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That was interesting to find out.
So they were classmates at Juilliard. They knew each other way before either of them were famous. They were admitted to a program there and had a fun time in New York in the early 70s. And this friendship grew from there. And, it really was more than a friendship. It was a brotherhood. It stayed true throughout their lives. And what was amazing is that after Dad's accident, Robin and his wife, Marcia, just really leaned into that relationship and were there for Dad and for Dana and for us in such a powerful way. I mean, they were there at the hospital within a couple days of Dad's accident, the first people to show up. And then even to this day, we're still deeply close to Marcia and to the kids as well.
You're underselling the first people to show up bit here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's a good story.
Robin showed up in character. In the ICU as a Russian proctologist. And that is a piece of family lore for us. It speaks to who Robin.
So it's obviously no accident that
he's playing his character from this movie.
That he's playing his character from this movie.
I will say the Russian accent he was doing in that clip there is better than the one he was doing in this movie. Yeah. Just wanted to say it.
Yeah. But I don't know. Because this movie comes out in July, and Christopher Reeve's accident was just a couple months prior to that, and all I can really say about that in terms of how it relates to our show is that, and it's widely publicized that Robin and Marcia Williams were among one of the very first in heaviest supporters for the Reeves family while they were going through that very difficult time. And just to cap it off with, go watch the Superman, the Christopher Reeve story documentary. Robin Williams is like basically a supporting character in that documentary, even though it was made and came out many years after Robin Williams had died. It had me in tears. It's such a good documentary. People should go watch it. And yeah, that's just a little extra little tidbit I wanted to add at the end of this movie that didn't really have much.
I think that the story about him showing up as the Russian doctor to the hospital for Christopher Reeve honestly has more of like a cultural tale than this movie itself.
Yes.
Like, I think that's just like a story that a lot of people know that I knew prior to this.
Right.
Until I watched the movie and I'm like, oh, this is the movie he's emulating.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I've been meaning to watch Superman. I'm going to watch it because I watched all the Christopher Reeve Superman movies recently.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leading up to the release of the new Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they're I mean, two of them are good. The third one is Richard Pryor, just for reasons unknown.
Oh, right, Superman.
He's just like, that movie starts with him at the welfare office, and he's like, I can't get any money. And they're like, well, you can get a job. And then he gets a job at a computer firm, realizes he's a master computer hacker, invents a code that no one else has ever developed, and then gives the code to a guy who is just Lex Luthor without the name Lex Luthor because Gene Hackman didn't want to be in the movie.
Fantastic.
That movie is a disaster. Superman 4 is also a disaster, but in a different way.
Yeah.
The first two are good. Anyway. But no, that's just kind of that's probably the biggest the two biggest cultural tales from this movie are probably Hugh Grant's arrest and Robin Williams showing up as his character from this to Christopher Reeve's bedside.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about 9 months.
I mean, Hugh Grant hates his performance and his work in this movie.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it. Down the line, he says things like, I really ruined it. It was entirely my fault. I panicked. It was such a big jump up from what I'd been paid for to what they were offering me. And the scale was inhuman to my standards. The scale of the production, 20th Century Fox, the whole thing. And I just tried much too hard. And, I forgot to do basic acting things like mean it. So I pulled faces and overacted. It was a shocker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he says, when you get paid 200 times your usual rate, you want to act 200 times your usual rate.
Yes.
And not really doing any nuance. So, yeah. But that's the movie 9 months. I probably won't even think about this movie for another 9 years.
Yeah.
But we hope you had a good time listening to us talking about this. If you like this episode, please remember to rate, review, comment, like, and subscribe. Whatever platform you're listening on. As always, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, whatever area you get your podcast, we're probably on it. As always, special thanks to Rebecca for the graphic design and Michael Van Bodegum Smith for the theme music that's now taking you out. Join us next week for a very special episode, joined by a very special guest, Ange Gardner, for the movie. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. See you next week for that one.
Bye.